Imagine an island, thousands of miles from any continent, a tiny speck of land in the vast Pacific Ocean. This is Rapa Nui, better known as Easter Island. And on this remote island stand hundreds of silent, colossal stone figures, the Moai. These giant heads, some towering over 30 feet tall and weighing up to 80 tons, have mystified explorers and historians for centuries. Who built them? How did they move these monolithic giants across the island? And most chillingly, what happened to the civilization that created them? Today we're diving deep into the secrets of Easter Island. We'll explore the incredible ingenuity of the Rapa Nui people and unravel the theories behind their society's dramatic collapse. This isn't just a story about stone statues. It's a powerful lesson about humanity, ambition, and the fragile balance between culture and nature. Let's start with the big question. How on earth were these statues made? The answer lies in a single volcanic crater, Rano Raraku. This quarry was the birthplace of almost all Moai. Using simple stone tools called toki, the Rapa Nui carved the statues directly out of the volcanic tuff. You can still see hundreds of unfinished Moai there today, frozen in time, some still attached to the bedrock. It's like an ancient, abandoned factory. The sheer scale of the operation is mind-boggling. They weren't just carving small figures. They were hewing giants from solid rock, a process that could take a team of carvers over a year for a single statue. The carving was only half the battle. The real mystery, the one that has sparked countless debates and even some wild alien theories, is how they moved them. Remember, these are multi-ton statues, and the Rapa Nui had no wheels, no draft animals, and no cranes. So how did they do it? For years, the prevailing theory was that they laid the statues on wooden sledges and rolled them over logs, like a conveyor belt. This would have required an immense amount of timber, which leads us to one of the key elements of the island's story: deforestation. We'll get back to that in a moment. But a more recent, and frankly, more amazing theory suggests the Moai walked. Archaeologists Terry Hunt and Carl Lipo proposed that the Rapa Nui people used a system of ropes to rock the statues back and forth, inching them forward in an upright position. Imagine a team of people pulling on ropes, tilting the statue from side to side, making it shuffle forward like you'd move a heavy refrigerator. They've even tested this method with replicas, and it works. It's a testament to the incredible engineering skills and communal effort of the Rapa Nui people. The oral traditions of the islanders themselves speak of the statues walking from the quarry to their platforms. Perhaps the answer was in their stories all along. Once a Moai reached its destination, it was erected on a massive stone platform called an ahu. These weren't just random spots. They were sacred ceremonial sites, usually along the coast, with the Moai facing inland, watching over the villages and their descendants. Some were even adorned with a pew cow, a separate red stone cylinder placed on their heads, representing a chieftain's top knot. This was another incredible feat, hoisting a multi-ton stone block onto the head of an already towering statue. So we have a thriving society, capable of incredible feats of engineering and artistry. They'd populated the island, built hundreds of these monumental tributes to their ancestors, and developed a complex social structure. For centuries, this was their world. But when Europeans first arrived in 1722, they found a depleted population, a barren landscape, and toppled statues. What went wrong? This is the darkest chapter of Easter Island's story, the collapse. The most widely accepted theory is that of an ecocide, a self-inflicted environmental disaster. The story goes like this. The statue-building obsession became a competition between different clans. Each clan wanted to build bigger and more impressive Moai to display their power and honor their ancestors. This required more and more resources, especially wood. The island was once covered in a lush palm forest. These trees provided timber for moving the statues, building canoes for fishing, and for firewood. But the Rapa Nui, caught in their cultural fervor, cut down the trees faster than they could regrow. Without trees, the soil eroded, washing into the sea and destroying the coral reefs, which further depleted their food sources from fishing. Without canoes, they couldn't even leave the island. This resource scarcity led to conflict. Society fractured. Starvation and warfare became rampant. The oral traditions speak of a dark period of cannibalism. The very symbols of their power, the Moai, became targets. Rival clans began toppling each other's statues, a symbolic act of desecrating the enemy's spirit and power. By the 1860s, not a single statue was left standing. The society that had raised them had torn them down. It's a tragic cautionary tale. Easter Island is often called a microcosm of our planet, a stark warning of what can happen when we exhaust our finite resources. However, just like the story of how the Moai were moved, the story of the collapse is also being re-examined. Some researchers argue that the ecocide theory is too simplistic and unfairly blames the Rapa Nui people. They point to another devastating factor: contact with the outside world. The arrival of Europeans brought diseases to which the islanders had no immunity. Smallpox and other illnesses ravaged the population. Even worse, in the 1860s, Peruvian slave raiders kidnapped about half of the remaining population, including the island's leaders and priests, who held the knowledge of their culture and traditions. The heart and memory of the Rapa Nui society were literally stolen. So was it a self-inflicted ecocide, or was it the devastating impact of outside contact? The truth is likely a combination of both. The island was already facing severe environmental stress from deforestation. The arrival of disease and slave traders was the final, brutal blow that pushed the already fragile society over the edge. Today, Easter Island is a territory of Chile. The Rapa Nui people still live there, carrying the legacy of their ancestors. In the 20th century, a massive effort began to restore the island's heritage. Archaeologists, with the help of the islanders, have re-erected dozens of moai on their ahu platforms. Standing before them today, you can feel a shadow of their former glory, a powerful connection to this incredible and tragic past. The story of Easter Island is not just about a lost civilization. It's a complex saga of human achievement, spiritual devotion, environmental fragility, and cultural resilience. The moai are more than just stone faces. They are silent witnesses to one of humanity's most profound stories, a story of how a society can rise to create wonders, and how it can fall. They stand as a timeless reminder for all of us, watching over their island, and perhaps watching over us all, urging us to learn from their past. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey to one of the most mysterious places on Earth, if you found this story as fascinating as I do. Make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure into history's greatest puzzles. Until next time.